Hi Pisces, happy birthday. Welcome to your season. We love Pisces season, at least I do anyway. We have lots going on in the sky. Could be a little bit strange. You know, we have Mercury Retrograde, we have Mars in Capricorn, the sun's going to connect with Neptune. So this is really a time to just kind of like see how things go. You know, the energy that you're coming out with is the Queen of Coins, and she's a really intelligent individual. She is good at waiting. Okay, she's good at the patience. And she's not one who is really going out there and kind of forging forward. She's still working, right? Mars and Capricorn. She's still working. She's still doing her stuff and fulfilling her obligations. Everything is normal, but it's not really about going in overdrive right now. We can save that for Aries season, you know, Taurus season. We can kind of have that, you know, that kind of vibe later. But now between, you know, the year between last Aries season in 2019 up into Aquarius season 2020, you know, now we are in that interesting in-between time. I call Pisces season the in-between phase, kind of like when you take a breath in and you pause and hold. It's kind of where the magic happens. Pisces season is such a magical season if you allow it. All these kinds of things that you've been planting, you've been hoping for, you've been manifesting, especially since Scorpio season, all the magical kind of manifestation things you've been doing have an opportunity to begin blossoming as the spring comes in. Well, in the Northern Hemisphere at least, you know, as the spring Aries season comes closer. And the environment is the sun. Sun is brilliant, it's intelligent, it is kind, compassionate, it is illuminating, it's warm, it's fiery, passionate, all these beautiful things. And your environment is supportive of the things that you want, supportive of the things you want to do. But see, the thing with the Queen of Coins is she knows she's got to do it. There's an element of self-reliance with the Pentacle cards. Pentacle energies typically do not rely on others. It's not about emotional connections. It's not about emotional investments or believing in anybody else. This is about you. This is about what you can do for yourself, how you can build your life, and what kind of power you can take back for yourself. So right now there's kind of a me kind of energy, which is good. Because Pisces can tend to be someone like, okay, well, let me take care of your needs first. Now it's like, no, Pisces, take care of you, do your whole thing. You know, solar returns for a lot of you, or for those of you who are Piscean ascendants, you have the sun coming through your first house, which, by the way, the sun loves to be in the first house. It's kind of exalted in Aries, so there's a power play there, being in the first house. And for those of you who have a moon in Pisces, the sun is going to connect with your natal moon and give you a really nice, invigorating new moon quality for you. So, you know, this is a really amazing time to push that reboot button and to really get things in line and to get things in order and to start really achieving and manifesting in physical form the things that you put in motion a while ago. And, you know, I just, first card out, Page of Coins, I don't want you to rely on anybody else. People are going to be slow moving, maybe a little bit, you know, flaky, non-committal. They're not really going to give you, like, can we just Queen of Coins with the Page of Coins reverse? Like, this is not even close to what a Pisces is really hoping to get from people. And right now, Ten of Swords right next to it, it's not about what you can get from anyone else, what anyone else can offer, what anyone else can promise. Now, if you're out there looking for a job this month, I just gotta say it's neither good nor bad to go out and find a job. I just want to make sure you do your due diligence to make sure that you really vibe with the culture there, to vibe with how, you know, like, what do other employees say? Is it a good management team or is it not a good management team? Are there a lot of departmental shifts going on or not? And just make sure you kind of, you know, do that sort of research. Ten of Swords is saying, it really is that in-between time, because whatever is done and whatever is about to begin is about to begin. And I think you feel it And Pisces season truly, truly is a time to really stick to your guns, to stick to what you believe, to stick to what you want. Four of Coins can be real stubborn. This is so anti-Pisces energy. But I think this the full moon in Virgo, because right when we enter your season, like a couple days after the sun enters into Pisces, boom, we get the new moon in Pisces. So as the month evolves and a couple weeks in, we get that full moon in Virgo. And the full moon in Virgo is so much about what you deserve. It's so much about having compassion for yourself and really like all these expectations that you have, just really flushing them out. And when you flush those expectations, then you have a more raw palette to really work with. It's a lot more clear. And your convictions, your goals, Four of Coins, the things that you've been aiming for become more tangible because you are taking that power back. Because you are saying, okay, I'm not going to rely on X, Y, and Z things or X, Y, and Z people. I'm going to do it because it's what I want and because it's what my life needs and what my soul is calling me to do. And this sort of me attitude is going to propel you into this new astrological year, which is very exciting, right? The sun enters into Aries at the end of March. So as we close out your season and begin that, like it's like seed planting season. But I think you've already planted seeds. So springtime and summertime and the flourishing and the blossoms is actually going to start coming up sooner than you realize, I think. And so you have to stand firm. I don't want to see Pisces like, kind of being whimsical because you might kind of lose your grip and then things won't manifest and then you'll be kind of like mad that it's not coming and. So I'm seeing a couple of people here. The first one I like to an extent, the King of Coins. I like him because the King of Coins is someone who can very much act as a very real partner. The thing I don't like about him is how his back is turned to the Queen of Coins. And because this is of the Taurus archetype, I'm not saying you're definitely dealing with a Taurus individual, but the essence of Taurus is coming through. And Taurus is hardworking, but it's also very slow moving. And I think it's a little irritating to the Piscean nature who likes to swim around really fast. And, you can have your downtime for sure and your hermit mode time for sure, but when you do apply your energy to something, it can move very quickly. Whereas a King of Coins tends to, they just kind of move slow. Even just walking to the front door and outside to the car usually takes a little bit longer. And so there might be people really dragging their feet here, which is why I'm saying, put down your expectations of people, because I just don't think people are going to live up to them this month. As the sun connects with Neptune, things get super weird. And because we have that going on with a Mercury retrograde between Pisces and Aries, it's just like they're going to be more right-brained now. They're going to be a little bit more curvy in their way about going and doing things in their communication style. And it's just odd. And so there might not be that perfect clicking kind of vibe. So if this is someone at work, it could be someone that, you really need that file. And for whatever reason, they just cannot seem to email you the file, right? It just kind of takes like 4 days instead of the 30 seconds that it actually really should take. So that kind of stuff. And the Queen of Coins doesn't really have a lot of patience for that, which is why, but she also doesn't want to spend time caring too much either, which is why it's like, get in your lane. Whenever someone kind of pulls you, something annoys you, something triggers you, just get back in your lane. Find that center. It's going to be really important. The King of Coins is great. Again, I don't see that it's anything bad. Although I may change my tune in a minute when I show you kind of what's underneath the King of Coins. But there's just not a lot of passion with this guy right now, or girl, with this King of Coins. There's just not a lot of heat coming from them, and it may prove to be somewhat irritating for Pisces, this kind of lack of starting energy. But see, what's happening really is everything is evening out. You've got justice in the very center of the reading, which tells me this is a perfect yin-yang balance, which is really what Pisces is all about. It's kind of similar to a Libra season, which is essentially the scales. This is a card of Libra after all. But Pisces also kind of has that whatever karmic stuff needs to balance and needs to be justified, and it does and it will, because we're going to need that balance in order to push through into the new year. So the Justice card is saying, Pisces, look, whatever you've started magically and with your manifestations, especially during the really magical Scorpio season that we had last year, whatever you started back in November of last year, it's going to start really showing up. Whatever you're trying to close out, you're going to actually feel like that phase of your life is finally over, and now you really can stop thinking about it. And whatever it is that, that's needing rectification will be rectified. Some of you will get vindication. Some of you will see someone who kind of deserves something. Actually, it kind of comes to light and you're like, oh, yeah, that's karma. Look, the universe really does do the work for me. I don't got to do anything. So some of you may have different experiences with how justice really manifests for you. Some of you, it's really getting that thing you deserve. And others, it's observing other people getting what they deserve, not always in a bad way though. I know you guys have a lot of really hardworking friends and family in your life, and maybe they're getting rewarded. So you're going to start seeing this whole essence of justice really coming to fruition. And because of your seed, the seeds that you planted, and the patience with which the Queen of Coins exhibits, that is too going to be rewarded. And now right next to the Justice card, we actually do get the Four of Coins, which is a very quiet energy. Same as the Four of Coins. Four of Swords, Four of Coins. There's like a chill vibe. Like super chill, just chill out, just relax. Because what happens during Pisces season, plus the conjunction with Neptune for everybody, is that things that we think are going to go a certain way, they never do. Some of us can go through a little mini existential crisis. That's very common this time of year. Not to mention as the sun moves to Neptune and then comes off of Neptune, but then immediately builds up to Chiron in the beginning of Aries season, we're going to have this kind of like mini kind of camel hump thing going on where we feel the intensity and then it kind of like ebbs and flows. And it's going to be a couple little peaks. So really Neptune is going to expose, and Chiron can do the same thing, or it can help heal. But the Four of Swords, meditative, high-level consciousness, allowing things to be, is going to be the saving grace here. When you're dealing with the Pisces, if they are not in a mature state of mind at all, sometimes the Queen of Coins can be really controlling. And you may be dealing with a Pisces who is trying to fit things into a box. And by doing so, they're going to drive themselves crazy and probably drive you crazy as well. Four of Swords and the Four of Coins can be rigid if it manifests negatively. I'm not saying this is going to manifest so positively for everyone. And you may be dealing with a Pisces who is really, really struggling with trying to get the things from people, trying to get the commitments, trying to get the contracts, trying to get the stuff. And it's just not going to happen. And they may have even been struggling a little bit through Aquarius season. So they have like 2 months of just things sort of slipping through their fingers. And it can be just kind of, it's frustrating. And they may be taking out their frustration on other people. It's the patient Pisces, it's the relaxed Pisces that are going to start realizing the absolute blessings that are on their way, as is promised by the Justice card. And their quiet minds, Four of Swords, is going to ensure that there's space to receive those blessings. Now, the King of Coins, I told you, he came out with the King of Wands directly underneath. This is the lack of fire of the King of Coins. This is the lack of passion, the lack of initiation. You know, King of Wands is always kind of like ready to go, ready to jump, ready to move, ready to do the thing, ready to execute. And he just, that part of the King of Coins is real suppressed. So this could be a very wishy-washy kind of person. Like they kind of want the reward of what, you know, of the work without doing the work, even though he's a coin energy. It's real counterintuitive. It's super weird. And I think people might be acting a little out of character, especially if you're dealing with an earth or fire sign. If you're dealing with a fire sign, you're probably going to be like, oh my God, like, who are you even? Like, do I even know you? Like, how is this normal for you? You're acting all out of sorts. And if you're dealing with an earth sign, that earth stubbornness could really just be a little out of control. And the Mars in Capricorn can be a very controlling transit as well. And we have the Jupiter coming conjunct Pluto as well. So some people might be up on their high horse in their whole like little power seat. Unbeknownst to them, the whole Neptunian thing is just going to dissolve their little throne anyway. So, you know, these people are probably going to be affected, justice, right? Like things are going to come back to bite them in the butt, that's for sure. So your ability, Pisces, to really just sit back and let things happen is going to, you know, I'm not saying don't help your friends if they're in need, but I am saying like there are just certain things that you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. That's it, plain and simple. So people are going to be acting out of sorts. They're going to be grasping. They're going to be frustrated at things, and you just got to let them feel that way. They'll come out of it. Don't worry. Aries season will kind of bring everything back together, but you got to kind of let things fall apart. And that's why focus on you, focus on the things that you know you can control, because anything out of that is anyone's guess right now. Okay, be careful, be cautious, be cognizant. You know, don't let just anyone into your space, your energetic space. You know, I'm kind of studying how to use those dowsing rods to sort of measure people's auras. And it's so fascinating to see like those dowsing rods can feel the effect of your aura like 20 feet away. So when you start taking into account your energetic body, which is just huge, you start being so much more aware. And because you're Pisces, you're super sensitive to like when people enter into your energetic field. And that has to be protected. So who are you letting into your home? Who are you going to lunch with? Who are you socializing with at work? And what's worth really spending your time on? I think that question of what's worth it is going to be really prominent in Pisces' mind, because you're going to start checking things off like it's not worth it, not worth it, not worth it, not worth it, not worth it. And there's going to be a whole list of things that just kind of don't cut it. And only the people who are positive vibrations, who bring joy into your life, who make you laugh, those are the people that are going to enjoy the benefits of being in Pisces' really special circle right now. And unfortunately, I don't know that the King of Coins is. Now, total opposite side of the King of Coins is the Emperor. And yes, absolutely, I feel strong positive vibrations from the Emperor, because he's, or she, either way, this person, your Emperor person, is going to be kind of right there with you of like, I'm hands off this month. I'm just going to do me. And while there may be a romantic connection or not, this could be anyone in your life, even a child. Their independence is going to be very welcome by Pisces right now. Anyone in Pisces' life, the best thing you can do is be as independent as possible. There's no room for any codependence. There's no room for neediness or anything like that. Pisces is not going to play that game probably, as long as they're manifesting positively. And to be an emperor in a Pisces life is a really special thing. And there's a mutual respect. There's a sense of honor that like, wow, how amazing it is that we get to be in people's lives. We get to work together. We get to build this business together. How awesome it is. And yet roles are very clearly defined. There's no crossing of the boundaries, which is weird with the Neptune, Mercury retrograde whole thing. So right now, stay in your lane. Everyone needs to stay in their lane for Pisces, okay? Alrighty, I'm going to put the camera down. We're going to take a look at these cards and pull out the clarifiers. See you in a sec.